So today I'm going to be talking about the logo process. I've got my good friend Jesse here with me. Jesse, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Jesse. A bit about me: grew up in East London. Been to gone through the whole process of school, college, gone to uni as well. Studied sports journalism. Graduated last year. So yeah, that's just pretty much me, just in the media industry.
All right, cool. So what is the brand? What is it? What's the vision for it?
So the title of it is The Process 365. Where this came from mainly because growing up, I know a lot of people that have an interest in football and other sports, and I've seen the kind of process they go through in terms of the ups and downs for them to be able to make it as a professional athlete. So I just want to be able to show with my brand the process of that from the very start of starting off as an amateur to all the obstacles and the ups and downs to eventually getting to becoming an elite athlete and what it includes. And yeah, that's what I would say the brand mainly is inspired from. So I want to do that through talking to people within the industry of sport and seeing if I can get or if I can showcase a different insight really.
Yeah, I know. We talked before about the brand just briefly, and I don't think like anyone else is kind of doing what you're trying to do at the moment. Like just the exclusive interviews and stuff like that. Is it?
Yeah. I mean, there's probably some similarities, like small things that other people are doing, but where with my one, I'm trying to really focus on talking to people that perhaps you wouldn't see on the TV. Mainly, you see the players, the coaches, and managers. That's about it. But I want to really showcase in depth, going into a club, talking to the chairman, talking to the education officer, different people like that, to really get an insight from the club that I go to, or just to give a general insight of the sport itself.
What inspired you to start the brand? I mean, to go this route.
Me myself, like many other boys, I would say, growing up wanting to become a professional footballer. It didn't happen for me, but just from my own journey, knowing the ups and downs that it takes and the mentality you have to become a professional footballer, a lot of people don't have it. It's really tough. I would say people like Ronaldo is an exceptional player, of course, we all know that. And the mentality he has himself, let alone when you compare to other academy players coming up now, is very different. So I just want to be able to showcase that through my journey and, just educate others, especially because obviously for me, doing sports journalism was the next best thing for me. So
Right.
being able to go into that field and have another passion in that sense was really good. So that's what I would say.
That's fine. Let's start with the logo. So obviously, I just want to ask you just a few questions to just understand how we're going to go about designing the logo and how what the vision you want for it. Um, what's the identity that you want the logo to represent? Because I know when it comes to branding, a lot of people have that um, misunderstanding. Like the logo is what branding is, but logo is just like like a symbol that represents what your brand stands for. So what identity do you want your brand to?
Um, I would say I want it to represent sport first and foremost, of course, but mainly just something that stands out as being professional, more
Mm-hmm.
like just elite, I would say. Something that
Yeah.
represents being elite because with what I'm trying to build here is exclusive. So in that aspect already is the very best, the elite kind of people that I'll be speaking to. But at the same time, going towards athletes as well, I want to tackle or approach players that are on their way to becoming elite and players that are elite. So I'd say the word elite out of everything would stand out as the identity. I'd say.
Okay, that sounds good. If I was new to the business or to the brand, and I just first saw your logo for the first time, what is the initial impression or the emotions and feelings that I should be feeling from looking at this logo?
I reckon a new person approaching my brand should feel inspired and motivated and should straight away be thinking. So you would see the brand, the process 365 and think, boom, okay, the process. You would straight away be able to relate it to things in your life, even if it's not relating to sport. and just thinking about the journey of life pretty much. And then from there, that's when you would know my brand's to do with sport and it could go forward from there. But initially, I would say just that when you see the process straight away, it makes you think about the ups and downs, the obstacles that everyone faces, and yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, so your audience, now this is a lot of people struggle with a lot. Um, have you thought about what type of target audience you want to target? Um, that
People. Not necessarily, but a younger audience is mainly, I would say, just based on the fact that I want to use this platform also to educate. So using um, people that within the sport that are more experienced to then help me. So let's say the connection between me and the person I'm interviewing to help educate the younger audience. So I would say a more younger audience. But yeah, that's what I would say pretty much.
So with the logo, um, would it be for multiple purposes that it could be used for, or just one purpose? Like, can I use your logo for every material that you
Yeah,
want to put out there?
ideally that's what I would like. So as well as having the logo as my brand on social media, for example, I'd like to put it onto T-shirts because I think the whole term, the process itself, can relate to something active. So people could wear it in the gym, for example. Athletes could wear it while they're training. That's the kind of idea that I want to have because I feel that will help spread the message. So I feel that definitely more than one purpose as opposed to just social media.
Okay. All right, that's cool. Um, I know you've done a lot of interviews in the past, and you've talked to a lot of professionals as well. How did you find that? Like, what experience or knowledge did you?
Nerve wracking, first of all, because yeah, now at first you have to kind of compose yourself and whatnot, but of course, when you're coming across the likes of Matt Letitia and other people, it is nerve wracking. You do think, wow, like this person's in front of me here to answer my questions, and it's nice, it's an honor to do so, but at the same time, I think planning is a big thing. When you know you're going to be able to do them interviews, that's when you start planning, and of course when you know the topics that you're talking about and stuff, it really helps. So in that sense, the knowledge I gained from speaking to them, watching my interviews back, and just both aspects of it, the answers I get, and listening is really important because when you listen, they could say something that is a bit steering away from your question, but if you react to what they've said, it might give you a better answer for content. So you really have to pay attention when you're doing your interviews, plan your questions, and be ready to react to whatever else they say. That's where you get a lot of great interviews. I'll say one with Piers Morgan and Ronaldo on ITV. Yeah. That one's a great interview because he asked Ronaldo a question and he hadn't been asked it before about his father. He showed a video of an interview of his father saying something about him, and he'd never seen it, and it brought tears to his eyes. That reaction in itself, as someone watching that interview, you're going to connect with it straight away. So that's kind of the things you want to try and learn to do, and yeah, just mainly listening. That's the main thing I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that interview and I was touched. Like the things Ronaldo was talking about. I mean, we didn't see that before. I mean, he's got a documentary out and everything, but that type of rawness, like we didn't see it before. And I especially like that part where he used to go to the burger place and there used to be these two women that gives him burger and fed him, and that really touched me. I was like, wow, wow, man, yeah, that really touched me. I was like, wow, we need to see more of that. And when you're telling me like, this is what I want to do, show exclusive stuff up behind the scenes and everything. This is what I want the brand to be about. I found it, yeah. I feel like that would be really something that we need out there, basically. Cool. Okay, in terms of, I always do this thing where I like to think of the logo and the brand as I like to give it some attributes to it, some characteristics and some personalities to the brand itself. Um, so in terms of like the personality that you want the brand to represent itself and the logo as well, um, what would they be? So I can give you some examples like you want it to be friendly, professional, outgoing. What are the traits that you want the brand to show?
Professional, firstly. What else would I say? What other words could I say? Yeah, mainly like professional, also a bit trendy as well. Because in terms of using the logo for multiple purposes, I want to stand out. So those are the attributes I'd say it could have. Um,
Ambitious?
yeah, I'd say ambitious as well. Ambitious as well, because of course with the brand we're looking to do like a lot of things with it. So kind of exclusive as well. I don't know if that would be a word for it, but yeah,
Definitely. I'd take anything.
but yeah, no, definitely exclusive as well. With this brand, again, I want it to be something that's involved with the top people in sport, and just trying to gain as much knowledge for myself and for the brand to pass on to the audience. So,
All right. Now it's the fun part. Color.
color. Ooh, okay.
Um, what? Yeah. What colors would you want it to have? And I've been looking at color psychology before. I've seen like the type of colors other brands use, like McDonald's, Apple, and why they use those colors. It has different personality.
I've seen stuff about this. I've read a little bit about this. McDonald's,
So-
you can't miss it. It's right there. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So, with yours, what colors would you?
No, because I don't think I want to be something bright, to be fair. Like, I want to be kind of professional and kind of modern and stuff like that. So, I don't know whether I could say grey or like white. But then again, that would just be like more the wording. I think when it comes to maybe putting a box around it to make it stand out more. But I would say like mainly I want to be not too complicated. So more simple, I would say. But still stand out and have that same effect that it would if it was colourful.
Okay.
Okay, simple, stand out. I was thinking maybe blue,
You think?
around those blue grey. I don't know.
But
Yeah, it could work.
I'll experiment. I'll see. I'll send you some stuff anyways on the next episode. I'll present everything to you. Showcase everything to you. I think I got most of the things to get me started off. I've got the vision now. So what is the main vision for it?
The main vision, I want to be able to use my platform to do exclusive interviews and documentaries as well. Through my time at uni, I managed to do quite a few projects. One on football and gang culture, a radio project on racism in the media. So I want to be able to use my platform to do things like that and showcase different issues within society as well as education within sport and other things like that.
How was the gang culture one? What did you do in that one?
Jim, because actually I want to do it again. I want to do it better because the time I did do it, I found it hard to kind of show gang culture. That's the problem. That's the one problem I had with it. But in terms of the person I got, my friend Francis, who used to play with Crystal Palace, he moved to Östersund last year and in Sweden. So now he's playing football in Sweden, but he was an academy graduate, 6 years at Palace, and his upbringing was he had a good upbringing, to be fair, but obviously he had everyone has friends that do bad stuff and good stuff and whatnot, and I feel like if he had gone with the bad people, he wouldn't have been where he was today. So there was a point in his life where I feel like he had a choice to make, and he had bad friends influencing him and also good friends telling him to carry on football and whatnot. Thank God he chose the good path and he's doing really well now. But through that documentary, I just managed to showcase his journey. So I went with him to his training session with his coach, one-to-one session, showcased that in the documentary, and also talked to him about what his aims and ambitions are for Sweden and why he's making the move and his upbringing. And yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed doing it because Francis is my friend first and foremost, so it was good to do it with him. And for myself, we used to train together back in the day. So for me to see where he is now through this documentary and not through me and him just talking, it was a different perspective. And it was really good to showcase that. So yeah, I enjoyed doing that one.
Wow, man, that's really good work you're doing.
I'm trying.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy work you're doing out there. I definitely understand now, like the type of vision you're having for the brand itself and the type of work you've been doing in the past and you want to do in the future. And it does align with everything that you've said to me about in terms of how you want the brand to be and the logo to be. But yeah, I mean, it's so good. I've got everything that I need to get me started off. So yeah, I mean, I'll give you a shout again when I've done with this in the next episode. Thanks for your time, Jess.
No worries, man.
It's great
Anytime
talking
it's
to you.
that, man.